Hello, my name is Adonis and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a love coming spread for all of my Aries out there for the week of July 28th into August 3rd. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and see what the cards have to say. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Show me cards I need to see. Show me cards I need to see for all of my Aries out there during the week of July 28th into August 3rd. One more shuffle, guys. One more shuffle. One more shuffle. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, right off the bat, we have a Two of Cups. So the person coming towards you is actually looking to be. They're looking for a twin flame, pretty much a soulmate. They're looking for a soulmate, someone they can connect with. Because you can have more than one soulmate actually. But you only have one twin flame there, so you can have multiple different soulmates. So anyway, it's a different situation anyway. So this person looking for a soulmate connection with an individual. So that's number one. Number two, this person that's coming towards you is looking for a soulmate connection, someone that they vibe with mentally, physically, spiritually, etc., etc. Is coming off of completing a journey, coming full circle. They feel integrated with oneself. They've been out there. They know what they want, and they're looking for a soulmate connection with someone to kind of help complete them. Now, this person is an Ace of Swords, which is an air sign. So we're talking about a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. Individual here, an air sign individual. And what's significant about this is they have there's a sense of mental clarity here. All mental blockages are removed. So this person is a very clear-headed individual, and they know what they want, and that is you. And they believe you could possibly be their soulmate. And so they're looking to they're looking to complete a cycle with you. So that's something that you definitely want to keep an eye out for. This is a very clear-headed individual coming towards you, and they're looking for a record. They're looking for a victory. They think they've been victorious in their mindset and their thinking. They think they found a good fit for them emotionally. So that's something that you definitely want to be aware of. However, I also want to bring to your attention, even though they think that you are the one that most likely is the person to fulfill this wish, we got the Three of Wands, which means you ain't the only one. There's other people out there. They put fillers out there for other individuals too. Even though it seems like they're really moving towards you and favoring you, they've also put some other fillers out there as well. So that's just to let you know that if this individual, this air sign individual, comes into your orbit, it is a potential good catch. And if you sleep on it, then there's a possibility you're going to miss out on a great opportunity here. In addition, here we have the Five of Swords. That Five of Swords tells me that they may have tried to communicate with you already, and the reception they got was kind of melancholy, kind of like it's kind of hard to tell, or they're deciding if this situation with you is really worth pursuing, because maybe the response that they got from you or the response that they didn't get. So they're trying to decide whether they want to stand and fight or they want to walk away and move on. Because right now we got the Ten of Wands. which means it's a burden. It's kind of burdensome to them to continue to do this when they're not getting a proper response from you, which lets me know that they're possibly, it's a probability that they've sent some type of messages to you. They try to communicate with you in some type of way, and the response that they've gotten has been pretty much underwhelming. So they're trying to decide if they want to fight or walk away, because it's beginning to be like a real hassle, burden. Like, come on, damn, you know, I'm digging you. Just kind of give me some feedback either way on this thing here. So, in addition to that, though, we also got, again, King of Swords. There's another air sign individual, again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Except this individual, they're kind of like in an indecision here. Got the Two of Swords. It's like an indecision going on here. They're not really, you know, it's like, well, they can kind of take it or leave it. You know what I mean? They're kind of like in the middle here. They're kind of like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, if the person's interested in me, cool. If the person's not interested in me, that's cool too. And they're taking pretty much, you got the Page of Cups here, which is pretty much a melancholy type of attitude, like, What's one of them energies, like, So you got one air sign individual that's very much interested in you, and you have another air sign individual that's, you know. So, which one you take interest in is entirely up to you. I just want to make you aware there are two air sign individuals that are in your orbit, so you may want to do something. All right, so with that being said, let's see what kind of strengths you're going to be working with during the week of July 28th to August 3rd. What kind of strengths my Aries going to be dealing with during the week of July 28th to August 3rd? What kind of strengths are my Aries going to be dealing with during that week? What cards I need to see? Show what cards I need to see? What cards I need to see? Ooh. Okay. Wow. That's good. That's good. Yes. Man, okay. Okay. Outstanding. Outstanding. So, you got the King of Pentacles, which tells me you are making very wise decisions. Remember, these are strengths. You're making very wise choices when it comes to your finances. You have your finances well protected. You're making very wise decisions when it comes to aspect of finances. So you're really making really solid, grounded choices when it comes to finances. So that's a really good strength to have, especially in this particular climate that we are in right now. In addition, got the Hierophant card, which means that you're not afraid to pursue a long-term relationship, possible marriage, if the right situation arises. You're not opposed to it at all. So that is definitely something else that is a strength of yours, that you are not opposed to long-term traditional relationships. This is a good one to get here. Wheel of Fortune. That means that good karma is in your favor. The wheel of karma is definitely in your favor. Things are moving in your direction. Good things are coming your way. That is the damn good strength to have. Damn good strength to have, actually. So that's, you know, in addition to that, you got the Two of Pentacles here, which means that you're able to juggle more than one thing at the same time. You're able to juggle your personal life and your work life. So you have a really good balance going on here. You're able to balance both of these at the same time while still doing good in both. So that's a very, very, very good card to possess here. It's very good strength to possess during this time. We also got the Knight of Swords here. Now, the Knight of Swords, it's interesting because when it comes to the aspect as a strength, usually the Knight of Swords can be a very harsh, cutting energy, which means it has like a very sharp tongue. It kind of like said stuff without thinking about it. It's very swift, very fast. But in this particular aspect, it's looked upon as a strength. And how that can be seen as a strength is, hey, listen, you're not really taking a whole lot of shit from anybody. So you're just kind of putting it out there. If something begins to be nonsensical, you cut it out. You cut the head right off the snake immediately. And that could definitely be a benefit because it keeps people, it keeps a lot of bullshit away from you. Keep a lot of nonsense out of your orbit. So it pretty much has cleared out all the rubbish and nonsense because you handle it immediately. In addition, we have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is a sure success. So, especially in terms of when it comes to finances, you got this. You got this. And even in terms of when it comes to relationships, you feel like, hey, I got this. I got this. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I know how to get what I want. I know how to achieve success in romance and life. I got this. And so that's what that Four of Pentacles is telling me. Like, this is all me, dog. I got this. Don't even worry about it. It's like, okay. Okay. So you feel like you got that going on. In addition here, you got the Seven of Pentacles. So, and as a strength, it's like, listen, that tells me that you have patience. You have patience. You're willing to just kind of like see how things play themselves out. You got the ability to wait. You put some things out there, and you're waiting to see which ones are going to bear fruit. You wait for things to ripen on the vine, which is a very, very good skill and a very good strength to have in this particular situation, in any situation really. And then you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, long-term relationship, as we said before with the Hierophant. You're not afraid of that. You're not afraid to be in a long-term committed relationship. And the Ten of Cups is pretty much just kind of doubling down on that. That says, hey, listen, a long-term relationship, happiness, you're not opposed to any of that. However, on the flip side, right? If this situation doesn't work right, Eight of Cups, you're not afraid to walk away from it. You're not afraid to walk away from it. So if it's popping, if it's hot, you'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go with this. But if it's not, you're like, forget this, I'm out of here. So, like I said before, this particular week with this Knight of Swords energy, this cutting energy, you're cutting away the bullshit real quick. Like, it's fast moving, it's popping, you're feeling assured, the Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. You got some things out there ripening on the vine, so you're like, listen, you don't have no time for nonsense at all. If it works, you're willing to work with it. You're willing to see a thing through. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles, you got the patience to see it through. If it looks like it's going to work, but if it's not, you're like, listen, if it's not going to work, you're wasting my time, I'm out of here. You're willing to give it a window of time to work out, to be what you need it to be for yourself, mentally, emotionally, so forth. So you only give it a little bit of time. But after that time has elapsed, if there's still a lot of bullshit and shenanigans, you're like, I'm out of here. And so those are the strengths that you possess, which is pretty good strengths to have, actually, in any situation. So let's see what kind of things from the past, what possible things from your past could possibly affect the outcome of this particular situation. What thing from my Aries past could possibly affect the outcome of their situation? What type of things from their past could possibly affect the outcome of their situation? Let's see. Boom. Okay, so right off of the bat, Seven of Pentacles. Now, I said that you have the patience. That's a strength you possessed. In the past, you did not. So, there's no better teacher than experience. And so you were experienced in the past not being very patient, not letting things ripen on the vine. You didn't really give it, you know, it could even be, it could be even in terms of maybe, again, Knight of Wands. You move fast, but a lot of times, sometimes you can move so fast that you can say, I'm not giving this thing any chance at all. I'm just going to cut this thing off right away. And, you learned because you weren't patient. You got to be a little bit patient. You got to be a little bit more patient to make this, just give it a little bit more time. You know what I mean? To be more realistic about your expectations. So you have more measured expectations. So that's definitely something from your past. If that becomes an issue, if you kind of like have no patience, you want what you want right now at this particular time, then you can end up missing out on a great thing. In addition, here, 8 of Swords. In the past, you felt like your hands were tied behind your back. Your ability to maneuver in these particular situations was stagnant because you felt like you were trapped. Needless to say, you feel trapped no more. Why? Because again, very swift movement or strength. That tells me that. In addition, willing to walk away if things don't work out right for you, again, so you don't feel trapped anymore because you have the ability to escape, walk away, move away, cut away nonsense. And the third thing, actually the fourth thing, the third thing that really tells me that you no longer will be dealing with a situation from the past as far as feeling trapped is the Four of Pentacles. You have a lot of confidence. You have a lot of confidence. Your confidence is like really beaming. As a matter of fact, you're like, yo, I got this thing on lock. So that's definitely not feeling trapped at all. And finally, you got the Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. So you have 4 strengths right now that you're dealing with that will not allow you to even feel trapped at all. So again, this thing from the past that could affect the outcome of this, if you let it will definitely affect the outcome. You got some good things going for you. And finally, here we have the Knight of Wands. So again, which is in this could somewhat be similar in terms of feeling trapped, as not so much feeling trapped as 8 of Wands, but the 8 of Swords rather, feeling trapped. The 9 of Wands energy is the aspect of feeling like you're having your faith tested. You're being tested. And from the past, the way that could definitely aspect you is that you feel like you had so many things against you coming down, and everybody was on you. Everything was against you. Nothing was working out right. You felt like you were really, being tested. And again, any kind of all that stuff that you dealt with in the past, again, all of these things at this particular time, you learn how to conquer. As far as having your faith tested, like I said, I don't know if maybe you went and you got some really deep advice from a very wise individual. If you did a lot of soul searching, reflecting, if you really did a lot of meditation, you really become centered, but whatever it was, you no longer feel that way at all. And so the Wheel of Fortune is definitely moving in your favor. So with that being said, let's see if Spirit has any additional information before I shut this thing down. Spirit, is there any additional information you'd like to give to my Aries out there? Is there any additional information you'd like to bestow to my Aries out there before I shut this thing down? Okay, so alchemy, transmutation, transforming into one thing into something else. And that pretty much, again, Spirit wants you to know that as far as the transformation goes, a lot of things from your past, again, these things from your past where you felt trapped and so forth and this and that, there's been a transformation between what you used to be and what you are now. So there's been a transformation that takes place on almost like a physical level within yourself. It's like it's the change is very is or is going to become, and almost it's very prominent to the point where you're almost a different person. So the transformation is definitely taking place. In addition, here you got connection, which means that even though you've made this transformation here, still do not be afraid to reach out and make those connections with people that you need to connect with, whether it be on an emotional basis, physical basis. Just make sure you still connect with people, even though you made this transformation and you've changed for the better. You still want to go out there and still make those contacts with people. And it seems like you're going to do that anyway, but I just want to kind of double down on that. And finally, we have reaction here. Okay, so there's definitely going to be a reaction. There's been this reaction within you, and there will be a reaction on the outside of you. You're going to actively see people responding to the transformations that you've made within yourself. And then most likely they're going to act differently towards you. So with that being said, I'm going to shut this baby down. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you, please feel free to get a personal reading so I can dig down a little bit deeper. If it didn't resonate with you, hey, get a reading anyway, so we can pretty much figure out what's going on with your particular situation. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. My name is Adonis. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.